Now, Good Morning Northwest, the murders of 4 U of I students. What's happening in the investigation this morning? And what about the 2 students who were home when the others were killed?
And of course, we're going to look at a beautiful day, and then you step outside and you hit that bitter cold on your lungs. Now, we are going to warm up, but that's going to come at a little bit of a price. We're going to talk about that coming up.
And finally, some good news for people hoping to buy a house. You're watching Good Morning Northwest on 4 News Now. Thanks for being with us. I'm Robin Nance.
And I'm Derek Dice. It is Friday, November the 18th. Mark Peterson is here with a look at that first alert forecast as we get ready to head into the weekend, Mark.
Yeah, coldest temperatures that we've seen so far this year. 14 into Coeur d'Alene. We're sitting at 15 into Spokane. Single digits in some areas. Here are the 4 things you need to know as we get going on this Friday. And welcome to the end of the week. The very cold start, yes. Sunshine today, yes. Dry, chilly weekend, But then changes coming in next week where we see warmer weather, but also the potential for wetter weather, especially when it comes to travel for Thanksgiving. 31 is going to be our expected high today, 33 into Coeur d'Alene. Temperatures in the mid-30s for the Central Basin. And for us over the next 12 hours, we're going to see that clear sky. We're not going to see the winds that we have yesterday, so wind chill's not going to play a big factor. It's just going to be plain cold. So temperatures heading out potentially down into 11, 12, 13 degrees. By 11 o'clock, we finally break into the 20s at 25, and at 3 o'clock, we'll have our high today of 31. Sun sets 4 o'clock, and it will get cold.
We're following breaking news. Spokane police arrested a man last night accused of stabbing his girlfriend at a house in the East Central neighborhood. SPD says it happened at East Pacific and South Lacey near the Libby Center. After receiving a call from a neighbor at around 5 o'clock, police surrounded the house and the suspect came out. The woman was taken to the hospital. We are unsure of her condition, but police tell us she is stable.
More breaking news. One man's been arrested in connection with an armed robbery that was reported to the Lewiston Police Department yesterday morning. Happened in the 400 block of First Avenue. When officers arrived, one person had some minor injuries and explained that items were taken from the home. 27-year-old Eric Largent was arrested on charges of robbery, burglary, and felony probation violation. And now to breaking news on the University of Idaho student murders and the search for their killer. We have new information from the Idaho State Police on this complex investigation.
4 News Now received new video from the interview that ABC's Kana Whitworth did with ISP. She asked directly about the involvement of the other 2 roommates who were home early Sunday morning.
Are you saying that you've interviewed these 2 girls and you don't know yet if they heard anything?
We are not releasing what we have talked with them about because potentially they are witnesses, potentially they are victims. We want
potentially they're the key to this whole thing.
Exactly. Potentially they're the key to this whole thing. So we have to protect our investigation. We have to protect them. We're not identifying them. We want to treat them with all fairness and make sure that what they have to say to us isn't broadcast because it may be the critical part to solving this entire case.
ISP still won't say who called 911 and also would not confirm who found the bodies. ISP is hoping the roommates can fill in the timeline between when the murders happened and when someone called 911. Here's what else Idaho State Police told ABC News. They confirmed this is a large investigation and a large crime scene inside multiple levels of this home. ISP would not say if they think there is just one killer or more than one.
Police are working to put together a picture of what happened between when this photo of the friends was taken on Saturday and when their bodies were found on Sunday. Police have confirmed that Xana Kernodle and Ethan Chapin were at a party on campus. Madison Mogen and Kaylee Gonsalves were out at a bar and then got food at a late-night food truck. They can be seen in this video at Grub Truckers in Moscow at 1:41 in the morning. They waited for 10 minutes, chatting, taking pictures. The manager of the food truck told CNN that Kaylee and Madison did not seem distressed or in danger. That food truck is normally parked near Main and 3rd, only about a mile away from their home on King Road. Police are searching for any video footage to see how the friends got home and if anyone was following them.
And the families of these students are also talking about this tragedy. They desperately want to find the killer, so the sister of one of the murdered students is asking for your help to make sure justice is served. Olivia Gonsalves says her sister Kaylee was a fighter. She was the middle child, and she was always strong. Kaylee and Maddie Mogen graduated from Lake City High School in Coeur d'Alene and were so excited to have a place together in Moscow. But their tragic deaths leave so many unanswered questions.
if my sisters wanted to be buried. I don't know if they wanted to be cremated. I don't know if they wanted white roses or red roses, and that will forever haunt me. But I do know that they would want justice. They would want this individual found, and I can do that.
As we said earlier, Maddie and Kaylee were at a bar downtown the night before returning home, and we now know 2 other roommates were in the home at the time and were unharmed. Olivia says she has tried to make contact with those roommates but has not heard from them.
One downtown Moscow restaurant has been closed since Monday. 2 of the 4 students who were murdered were servers at Mad Greek. It opened its doors yesterday, the first time since the tragedy. Locals in downtown Moscow say it's usually busy, but with fewer people and less traffic on the streets. Cooper Rombold says it was definitely not a normal night.
Trying to look around and make sure everything's okay. If there's anything that's off, you know, it's just what the police were asking, but also I just feel like there's more than I could do.
Rombold says he is following advice from the Moscow Police Department to stay more alert. Idaho State Police says that crime lab investigators were at the murder scene overnight, reviewing and reprocessing to make sure nothing is missed.
All right, Good Morning Northwest time is now 6:06.
Cold is the word of the morning.
And it's a light breeze that when it's this cold, you don't need those winds we had yesterday for the wind chill. It's just the light breeze that makes it feel like it's 8 degrees, and Coeur d'Alene makes it feel like it's 3. While we're not dealing with a wind chill issue, it definitely has some cold effects. We're going to have more on your forecast coming up.
And commuters in Spokane Valley have one last day to weigh in on how a new Trent Sullivan interchange will take shape when construction starts.
And what are the next steps in President Biden's student loan forgiveness plan? We'll tell you all about it when Good Morning Northwest continues.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
The 4 News Now Extreme Team is brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
As your local pharmacy, we take pride in knowing our customers and their needs. You won't find that online. We value you and your time, so quick, informative service is our goal. Plus, we'll help you transfer your prescriptions here. Come and see us at Medicine Man Athol.
At Medicine Man Pharmacy, we care about you and your health.
The Black Friday sale is on at Moore Furniture, and we've got incredible values to maximize comfort and value in your living room.
Get this sofa chaise with pull-out function, cup holders, and laptop table for only $11.95.
Or choose this multi-function dual-power sofa featuring drop-down console with cup holders and USB, lighting, and laptop table for only $11.95.
No matter what you choose, you'll always get the best price at Moore Furniture during our Black Friday sale.
When I was told I had a brain tumor, my life disappeared in a moment. I feared for my future, but even more, I feared for the ones I love. How would they move on without me? But when my doctor told me about the Gamma Knife of Spokane, everything changed. I can get my brain tumor treated in just one day and continue living the life I love. Because of Gamma Knife, I have hope.
WeatherTech gift cards have the power to wow everyone on your holiday list, offering a variety of American-made products.
WeatherTech, nice.
Like floor liners, cargo liner, tablet holder, boot tray, cup phone, sink mat, pet feeding system, anti-fatigue comfort mat, and more. Order the WeatherTech gift card instantly for the perfect gift at WeatherTech.com.
Welcome back. Here, excuse me. Here's a look at what's new on Good Morning Northwest. Better news for hopeful home buyers. Mortgage rates fell nearly half a point this week.
The average 30-year loan down to 6.6% from more than 7% last week. The 15-year mortgage rate tumbling to just less than 6%. But a year ago, both rates were less than half of that, and the Federal Reserve is all but certain to raise interest rates again next month to tame inflation.
Federal prosecutors are expected to make their final pitch to jurors today in the high-stakes case against the Oath Keepers group. Founder Stuart Rhodes and 4 associates are being charged with seditious conspiracy for their alleged involvement in the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol.
The Biden administration announced it plans to ask the Supreme Court to reinstate the president's student loan forgiveness plan. It warns that millions of Americans will face financial strain if the plan remains stalled in court. Loan payments are scheduled to restart in January. The Justice Department is fighting to keep Biden's plan alive after it was recently halted by 2 federal courts.
Our Friday morning 10-second takeaway, it is a cold start. There's no doubt about that, and it's going to be a pretty cold finish. So this cold weather, make sure you got the gear that you need, gloves, hat, and 31 our high today.
Well, Good Morning Northwest time is now 6:10.
It is cold here, but it's a brutal wintry mess on the East Coast. Coming up a little later in the news, just how much snow parts of upstate New York are expected to get.
And new funding is coming to the Trent Resource Center. How Spokane County plans to use that money coming up here on Good Morning Northwest.
Papa Murphy's presents How to Change the Way You Pizza. Step 1, grab a delicious Papa Murphy's pizza. Step 2, bake. Step 3, chow down on the deliciousness. Order the limited time Hog Heaven pizza for just $12.99 at papamurphys.com.
Browning Pro Steel Safes offer industry-leading storage solutions with fully adjustable shelving, high-capacity barrel racks, and patented door storage. Your adventure begins and ends with Browning Pro Steel Safes.
Available at Safe and Vault store in the Spokane Valley.
Christmas Tree Elegance is Spokane's premier holiday attraction. Just $1 for a chance to win a tree with gifts worth up to $5,000. Visit the historic Davenport Hotel and River Park Square for a chance to make your holiday wishes come true.
What inspires you? Imagine the possibilities at Ferguson Bath Kitchen and Lighting Gallery. Bring your vision to us.
Shop online or schedule a one-on-one showroom appointment to discover stunning products from brands like Electrolux and the best selection of lighting at build.com/Ferguson.
At Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries, you'll find solutions in sizes from chairs to love seats to sofas to sectionals. So you'll have a well-designed family room no matter what size your family is. Don't miss the Black Friday sale at Lazy Boy. For a limited time, you can save 30% on everything in the store. Plus, you'll get 0% interest until January 2027. Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
This is the beautiful Nissan Rogue. Check it out. Futuristic front, spacious interior, and a functional rear hatch. But beauty is only part of why we know you'll love this SUV. There's numerous safety features, driving modes for snow, off-road, sport, and even hands-free. Important rear driver assist and automatic braking systems. Plus, lane safety with blind spot detection. The Nissan Rogue is a great SUV, and our friendly dealership is a great place to test drive one. Just off Highway 95, Coeur d'Alene Nissan.
Looking for quality and experience? Coeur d'Alene Denture Clinic has been providing personalized care to their clients for over 30 years. Full dentures, implant attachments, repairs, fittings, adjustments, they do it all. With competitive costs and quality service, you'll leave Coeur d'Alene Denture Clinic smiling.
Papa Murphy's presents How to Change the Way You Pizza. Step 1, grab a delicious Papa Murphy's pizza. Step 2, bake. Step 3, chow down on the deliciousness. Order the limited time Hog Heaven pizza for just $12.99 at papamurphys.com.
4 News Now is brought to you by Chewelah Casino.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
Welcome back. For drivers who commute to and from Spokane Valley, today is the last day to weigh in on a new design for that Trent Sullivan interchange.
4 different designs are on the table for how the roads would be rebuilt and how traffic will flow. Destiny Richards is in studio with why the interchange is getting that makeover.
Well, the city of Spokane Valley tells me the Trent Sullivan project is just in the design phase right now, but the reason it needs a new design in the first place is because the current interchange is unable to handle the population and traffic growth in Spokane Valley. Just yesterday morning, we saw this line of traffic on Sullivan Road at the interchange while lanes were closed for some work above the road. The city is hoping to create more lanes of traffic to handle backups like this and create a safer environment in general for drivers and pedestrians as well. The 4 designs under consideration were first presented at an open house in late October, and those who drive the road regularly are being asked to weigh in on a final design.
Some are kind of standard, and then some are very unique. So there's a lot of information out there, and yeah, we're enthusiastic about getting some of the community's input on this.
That information can be found on the City of Spokane Valley's website, where you can get a closer look at the designs. Each one takes a different approach to easing traffic flow, and there are different costs ranging between $35.2 million and $43 million. The City of Spokane Valley has $3 million in funding for 60% of the design costs. State and federal funding would be needed to fully pay for the multi-year project. I'll explain what the project survey asks and what the next steps are to get a final design approved coming up later this hour. In studio, I'm Destiny Richards, 4 News Now.
Destiny, thanks. Well, new storage units and trailers are already coming to the Trent Resource and Assistance Center, and even more services are on the way.
Yeah, that's thanks to money from Spokane County. $500,000 are now being invested at the Trent Resource and Assistance Center with the hope of bringing in essential services for the people staying there. With this money, the county hopes to bring in new beds, new shower facilities, and additional office space to be used to get people mental and physical health services, as well as other services to help them get out of homelessness.
So the goal is to get people out of the cold. And so, yes, to have one place that we have the resources available to actually help assist them in getting, beyond the track shelter, I think that's our ultimate goal, just like what, Department of Commerce is doing with the right-of-way funds.
Commissioner Mary Cuney says this money will hopefully go towards efforts to get people out of Camp Hope.
Oh, look at that sunrise. It is approaching and gorgeous. It really is very pretty.
Actual sunrise, though, not till 7 o'clock exactly today, right?
It's dawn.
Absolutely gorgeous. You're absolutely right. But the sunrise officially is at 7 a.m.
Oh, ouch. Okay. Yeah, that's the dawn breaking.
Yes, dawn breaking. Good morning, everybody. 31 degrees on a Friday. We're wrapping up the week. We had beautiful sky, we've got cold condition, and we're going to see temperatures continue to be cold. 10 degrees for tomorrow morning. We're sitting at 15 right now, so even colder. The Saturday morning start. Oh, man. All right, so right now we're sitting at 15, 14 into Coeur d'Alene. You've got 7 into Colville. Winthrop, you're at 2 degrees. We have sub-zero wind chills for you. 10 into Sandpoint, 17 into Grand Coulee, Wenatchee only at 20 degrees. Satellite and radar, there's not much to talk about in our area. That includes Oregon, northern Idaho, and parts of western Montana. High and dry, and that's going to continue for the next several days. But we do have a system that's coming in off the Pacific. We've been tracking this. It's going to take a while. And in fact, it's going to be Monday morning that we really see the full effect. Sunday night into the Puget Sound, see that crossing over. It'll have a warm mix to it, so Snoqualmie Pass should start with rain and maybe a little rain-snow mix, but for the most part, it's going to be warm enough to be rain on the west side. For us, it's going to mix with the colder air, and we're going to see the potential for some freezing rain and snow into the mountains. 31 is our high today, 33 into Coeur d'Alene. St. Mary's are going to be at 34. Sandpoint, 31 degrees. Oh, it's going to be chilly. For tonight, it's going to be downright cold. Deer Park, a single-digit 1. Meade, 5. We'll have temperatures just above the double digits throughout many areas, but downtown could be as cold as 9 degrees, and Fairchild at 7 into the West Plains. So we want you to be prepared for these cold temperatures. We're not going to see a lot of warming. We're going to have a beautiful sky condition at 33 Saturday, Sunday 34, and then we're going to be into the mid to upper 30s with 40 on Wednesday, and Thanksgiving 46 with a 20% chance of ice isolated showers. Not looking too bad. Let's talk about Saturday. 33 for the high, and about the time we hit the high, we're going to have the holiday parade, the Merry and Magical. That's going to be downtown. It's going to be a shortened parade route, and you're going to be able to see that again at 2 o'clock. And then after that, there's all the stuff downtown, and that's why they want you to come see the parade.
Yeah, skating and getting geared up for the holidays.
Get into the spirit of things.
Yeah,
just make sure you bundle up.
Yeah.
Indeed. It's now 6:19. Last year, Jayden de Laura was the star quarterback for the Cougs, but tomorrow he'll be facing the Cougs.
It's an interesting matchup, made even more interesting by de Laura's comments earlier this week. Julian Minenzon has the full story next in sports. Thanks for waking up with Good Morning Northwest here on your Friday morning. Take another look at that. We'll be right back.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
Set your targets on winning cash at Chowila Casino. Earn entries now playing your favorite games with your Sun Club card. You can earn bonus entries Saturdays in November. Chowila Casino's Bucks Fever cash drawings are Saturday, November 26th. Starting at 6 p.m., you could win your share of $8,000 cash and Sun Club prizes. It pays to play at Chowila Casino. Learn more at ChowilaCasino.com.
Good morning.
Rise and shine.
Watch Daytime's #1 duo weekdays at 9 a.m.
The BFX Gun Safe is the latest innovation from American Security, offering newly designed security features that make it even more secure than ever before. With the active 4X locking system and new 360-degree gear drive handle rotation, the BFX provides an unbeatable combination of security features that offer maximum protection for your valuables and keep burglars out.
Available at Safe and Vault store in the Spokane Valley.
It's a November to remember at Dishman. Get great buys on Ram trucks and Jeeps, or special markdowns on pre-owned SUVs and four-wheel drives. But our best offer is a free big screen TV with every purchase. This week at Dishman.
Whitworth's Health Science program is expanding in a big way. And now's the time to make plans to advance your career by joining us in one of our emerging advanced degree programs. Our 38,000 square foot health science building will house simulation labs and classrooms that resemble actual clinical environments and allow for interprofessional collaboration. Everything you need to take the next steps in your career and help people live better lives. Learn more today.
This year, one of the fun new trends in flooring is to put it on your walls to create an exciting new look and turn a boring room into an eye-popping masterpiece.
Plus, check out our moisture-resistant laminates for any room in your home.
Get all your shopping done in one stop at the Christmas Market. The Christmas Market features many local businesses all under one roof for a 2-day Christmas shopping experience. The Christmas Market at the Priest River Event Center this Friday and Saturday.
Thanks for tuning in to Morning Sports. I'm Julian Minenzon. Here's a question to think about. Why do couples break up? Maybe one side is jealous. Maybe there's no communication. Or the one we've all heard before, we're just at different places in life right now. Whatever the reason is, Jayden de Laura and the Washington State Cougars split up. De Laura and the Cougs will meet again on Saturday. And just like in some relationships, one side still seems to hold a grudge. We break it down in this week's Chalk Talk.
This game is this person.
Washington State football will see a familiar face on the opposing sideline on Saturday. Jayden de Laura, once a Cougar.
He was the starting quarterback there. He was the Pac-12 Freshman of the Year there.
Now an Arizona Wildcat.
A chance for another score as de Laura steps up and has the touchdown.
I mean, he's a fierce competitor. We knew that when he was here, and I wish the best of luck to him. You know, I hope he's doing great over there. He's doing really good this season, and we're excited for a great challenge.
De Laura played in 16 games for the Cougars from 2020 to 2021, but it was the way his final month unfolded that makes this week's matchup must-see TV.
I would love to just say that it's going to be just another game, you know, for everybody. I would assume that it's going to have some form of an impact on Jayden.
It began when former Wazoo head coach Nick Rolovich was dismissed from the program after failing to meet vaccine requirements. De Laura came to Rolovich's defense. Jake Dickert moved up as head coach. De Laura moved out of Pullman and went to Arizona.
I would say when I was with their Rolo, Coach Stutzman, and other guys that got fired. They kind of gave me the opportunity to grow.
The headlines are hard to ignore, but the Cougars are more worried about what happens between the lines.
Did you circle this game, Coach? No, I circle every game. Our team circles every game, right? It's the only opportunity that we have this week. We're not playing one individual. We're playing an Arizona team that's much improved.
Kickoff between Washington State and Arizona is set for 11 a.m. on Saturday. The Cougars have won 4 of the last 5 meetings against the Wildcats.
It's going to be real interesting in Tucson. Well, an update to a story we first brought you yesterday on Good Morning Northwest. The man who allegedly drove a vehicle into a group of law enforcement recruiters in Whittier, California, was arrested but then released from jail last night. And the sheriff's office insists it did not make a mistake. 22-year-old Nicholas Joseph Gutierrez was released from custody at 9:49 p.m., according to jail records, citing an insufficient complaint. An L.A. County Sheriff's Office spokesperson says Gutierrez is still considered a suspect in the case, and the decision to release him was made because investigators want more time to collect evidence, not because they believe an error was made. All right, Good Morning Northwest time is now 6:25.
Moscow police are chasing down every lead on the murders of 4 U of I students. But how is the tragedy taking a toll on the officers' mental health? That's coming up.
And why some parents are upset with how the Moscow School District alerted them about a change in patrols. Before we head to another break, here's your first look at what's coming up on Good Morning America, starting at 7.
In this morning's GMA First Look, Taylor Swift fans versus Ticketmaster. Swifties taking on Ticketmaster as the site cancels this morning's public sale for concert seats because they've nearly run out.
I waited in line for like 6 hours.
The ticketing giant blaming extraordinarily high demands and insufficient remaining ticket inventory, but widespread outages and hours-long wait times causing chaos and leaving millions of other fans empty-handed.
The system got completely overwhelmed. Those fans who did everything right and still had problems, they have a right to be mad.
So what are ticketless Swifties to do? It's all coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Janae Norman, ABC News, New York.
This is how it feels to do more with less asthma, thanks to Dupixent. Dupixent is not for sudden breathing problems. It's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma and can help improve lung function for better breathing in as little as 2 weeks. Dupixent helps prevent asthma attacks and can even reduce or eliminate oral steroids. Imagine that. Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Get help right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Who knows what you can do when you do more with less asthma? Ask your asthma specialist about Dupixent.
Stream 4 News now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
You'll love saving your green at Jennifer's.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on the next task. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. 4 News Now Extreme Team brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
It's a prime-time Plinko party like you've never seen. Qualify in November and win a shot at Plinko Cash at the Kootenai Casino in Bonners Ferry. And our Plinko party is just the beginning. Kootenai Falls Lodge midweek room rates are just $79 a night, or just $99 on Friday and Saturday. Rates based on availability. If you like parties, book a November getaway to the Kootenai Casino. Call 888-YOU-ARE-LUCKY or visit KootenaiRiverInn.com.
At Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries, you'll find solutions from cozy to spacious. It's the Black Friday sale. For a limited time, you can save 30% on everything in the store. Lazy La-Z-Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
It's Christmas in November this week at all Cal locations in Airway Heights, Coeur d'Alene, and our new location in Spokane, where we are lowering prices on all four-wheel drives and lifted and loaded half-ton and three-quarter-ton trucks, as well as delaying all payments until next year.
Plus, we're giving away a new set of WeatherTech floor mats with every purchase. So you can get a new reliable vehicle for winter at big savings and delayed payments, and still have money left over for Christmas.
From 4 News Now, this is Good Morning Northwest.
All right, 4 News Now story tracker following the stories that people are reading about this morning.
A flood of farewell messages rolling in at Twitter after Elon Musk gave employees an ultimatum. Commit to working in an extremely hardcore fashion, including long hours at high intensity, or leave with 3 months severance. Now, sources tell ABC News dozens of employees are resigning. Meanwhile, Twitter employees were reportedly locked out of office buildings overnight, giving the company more time to figure out who still works there. It comes as a group of Democratic senators call for the Federal Trade Commission to investigate Musk's recent actions.
A paralyzing snowstorm is hitting parts of western New York and the Great Lakes area. New York has a state of emergency in effect in that region. This snow has piled up throughout the night and is expected to continue for days. The radar shows a fire hose of snow caused by cold air moving across the relatively warm water of the Great Lakes. Officials now telling everyone to just stay home.
Millwood's boil water order is now lifted 2 weeks after it was put in place. Early this week, the contamination was linked to a faulty vent located on the top of the water tower, which was then immediately isolated from the system. Repairs are now underway.
Well, good morning, Northwest. I'm Derek Dice.
And I'm Robin Nance. Welcome to your Friday. It's November 18th. Mark here with a look at our first alert forecast. And bundle up today.
Yeah, temperatures into the teens, even the single digits as you head north. We're sitting at 15 degrees, but it feels like 8 degrees just simply with a very light wind. So we look at what we can expect in our 4 things you need to know. It's a very cold start. We will have plenty of sunshine today. It will give the illusion of warmth, and then you head out, and a dry, chilly weekend coming up. We'll talk more about that. Plus, the changes next week leading into Thanksgiving. We'll tell you what's headed our way. Right now, we're expecting highs today in around freezing. Sandpoint 31, 34 into St. Mary's, 32 into Colville. Again, everybody with a clear sky looking pretty good. We're going to see the continuation of sunny conditions and cold weather today. That high of 31 is 10 degrees below average, as that is normally an overnight low. So we're going to have 31 for the high today, and we don't see anything really improving for the next couple of days.
Well, multiple agencies are working together to catch the person who killed 4 University of Idaho students, including Moscow PD, the Latah County Sheriff's Office, and the FBI. As local police struggle to solve this quadruple murder, retired FBI agent and ABC News contributor Brad Garrett weighs in on the case.
Their next steps are the following. You really are going to have to do a complete detail of the party that was prior to whatever was going on between 3 and 4 o'clock at the victim house. They were at another party. Who followed them home? Who's been dating whom? Who have had issues with people?
Now, to be clear, Garrett has no involvement in the Moscow murder case. Moscow's police chief said there was no sign of forced entry at the house. The front door could be unlocked using a code on a keypad, and it's a code the sister of one victim says was not kept particularly private. And a neighbor 50 yards away says he didn't hear anything happening at the house that night. Police say this evidence indicates it was probably not a random attack, and Garrett agrees.
You know, this killer didn't all of a sudden show up at this house. He knew this house, and he was able to get in, it sounds like, with little trouble. The likelihood that they know who that person was in the house, I think, is reasonable.
Moscow police recently confirmed 2 other roommates were in the house during the time of the killings and were unharmed, but they refused to specify whether they are considered witnesses, victims, or something else. But even with an uncertain timeline and missing details from the night of the murders, Garrett remains hopeful this case will be solved. And of course, Moscow police are chasing down every lead when it comes to these murders, but the nature of this case is starting to take a toll on officers.
4 News Now talked with the police chief about the investigation and how his police officers are supporting one another. He says the police department is committed to finding justice as they fight off fatigue and keep hunting for a killer. The chief says it was a young Moscow officer first on scene who found the 4 students stabbed to death in their home.
We will continue to work and continue to work this until we find the person that did it. Trying to get everything to come either to the tip phone line or to the tip email so that we can start categorizing that and then not miss anything.
As dozens of investigators work 16 to 17-hour days, they have to rely on each other to process trauma. Moscow Police has a peer support program in place to give officers mental health resources.
Well, some parents are unhappy with how the Moscow School District alerted parents about a change in patrols there. Parents are wondering why the message was posted on Facebook and not through an email. The superintendent tells us since a lot of parents are on Facebook, it was the quickest way to get out the alert. Idaho State Police is taking over security around the schools. The change is because local police are putting all of their efforts into the investigation of the murders.
I can't say there's absolutely no threat just because our whole community there's a slight threat because the person is still out and about. But as well as he could be in any community, to be honest with you, he or she.
Now, Superintendent Bailey says he was notified late Wednesday about this change. He tells parents not to be surprised if they see Idaho State Police around schools.
Just 8 miles west of Moscow, the city of Pullman is letting Washington State University students know extra safety precautions are in place. Many WSU students have packed their cars this week and gone home as police continue searching for a killer. For those who have decided to stay, WSU police are working to enhance safety on campus.
Walking in groups rather than alone, trying to stay in well-lit areas.
Cadets are giving rides for off-campus students, allowing them to safely travel across the university to places like the library. And 35 blue light emergency phones are located across campus. If students feel in danger or like something just isn't right, Chief Jenkins urges them to give campus police a call. He says he'd rather receive 100 calls that turn out to be nothing than a call about something serious.
No doubt. All right, Good Morning Northwest time is now 6:36.
Let's check in with Mark again. And, you know, you're telling people, bundle up.
Yeah, clear and cold today, especially if you're walking to a bus stop or you're walking to school. Hats, gloves, it can be cool, right? I mean, because it's cold, you can still... Never mind, I can't be cool for teenagers. We're going to have a full look at the forecast coming up. Just dress warmly.
Violence against Native people is a huge problem around the country and right here in the Inland Northwest. Coming up, I speak with a Spokane tribe member who's playing an important part in a renewed effort to find justice.
4 News Now on your time with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Are you looking for a credit card with rewards? Well, we've made it simple. Get 1.5% unlimited cash back on purchases. So go on, reward yourself with the Premier Rewards MasterCard from P1 FCU.
Hi, Kylie here with Dad at Parker Toyota. We know finding time during the busy week to schedule your service maintenance can be difficult. That's why we've expanded our hours. We're now open Sundays.
Schedule your oil change, brakes, and other maintenance needs at your convenience online, parkertoyota.com. Our highly trained technicians can get you in and out with our express service.
Experience the no-problem sales and service 7 days a week at Parker Toyota in Coeur d'Alene.
The Black Friday sale is on at More Furniture.
Our showrooms are stocked and our warehouses are full with our best sellers and latest arrivals all on sale.
Everything has been priced to sell for the holiday season so that you can get the furniture you need for guests, entertaining, and more.
Our incredible selection of living rooms, bedrooms, dining sets, and mattresses is all on sale and all ready for delivery.
Hurry in for the best selection or preview all Black Friday sale specials online at morefurniture.com.
When you think about what matters most in life, you think about the health and safety of those you love. At Northwest Family Medicine, we understand and have dedicated our lives to putting patients first. Our award-winning clinics are owned and operated by local family practice providers and physicians who personally care about your experience with us. Contact Northwest Family Medicine today at nwsh.com/family.
This is a story about a battle against all the things in life that are hard, and sometimes people don't win. Sometimes stockings are still empty on Christmas morning, or kids go to bed hungry, or don't go to bed at all because they don't have a home. But there's an army dedicated to fighting this battle with hope and compassion. And anyone can join them anywhere there's a red kettle, because at Christmas, love has an army that fights for good.
Are you looking for a credit card with rewards? Well, we've made it simple. Take advantage of 0% APR on new purchases for 6 months. So go on, reward yourself with a Premier Rewards MasterCard from P1FCU.
It's now 6:39. The Trent Sullivan Interchange in Spokane Valley is due for a makeover, according to the city.
The multi-year project is in the design phase, and drivers who frequent the interchange can participate in a survey to help choose the final design for it. Destiny Richards is in studio now to explain that survey and the next steps to complete the project.
The city of Spokane Valley needs drivers' help to decide how to reconstruct the Trent Sullivan interchange. That is the Sullivan Road Bridge over Trent Avenue and the adjacent bridge over the BNSF Railway track. 4 designs are on the table for how the new interchange will look, taking into consideration how much traffic has grown and how much it will grow in the next decade and beyond. The city of Spokane Valley's online survey closes tonight.
We'll present all that information to council this coming December, and we'll recommend one of those 4 alternatives to proceed into final design.
The survey asks how often you use the interchange, how important this project is to you, what you like or dislike about the 4 designs, and if there are any concerns with the existing interchange. You're also asked to rank the 4 designs in preferential order. Next steps also include getting state and federal funding and going through the Washington Department of Transportation for final approval, since Trent Avenue is a state road. For a link to the survey and more information on the interchange project, you can see this story now on KXLY.com. Reporting in studio, Destiny Richards, 4 News Now.
All right, good morning. It is the Friday morning 10-second takeaway where it's a very cold start. Temperatures into the teens. We're going to have the need for cold weather gear. I'm going to say mittens, perhaps. 31 our high today.
Mittens, perhaps. It is now 6:41.
All right, the end of an era on Capitol Hill, while House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says she will not seek a leadership role in the upcoming session of Congress. That's coming up here on Good Morning Northwest.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
What do you get when ice cold beer, gourmet burgers, sports, and the Pint House brand come together? Good times. That's right. Pint House Burgers and Brews is now open at the former Good Times Pub location in the Spokane Valley. It will always be good times at the new Valley Pint House Burgers and Brews.
Welcome the best time of year with us at Sage Boutique and Just Because Fashions. Let us help you find the perfect gift for loved ones. Make her holiday sparkle with jewelry that is sure to delight her, clothing she'll love, and brighten handbags that will carry her into the new year. Be inspired to wrap up the holidays with us at Just Because Fashions and Sage Boutique, where you will find the best and brightest gifts this holiday season. Located in the Hayden Creek Plaza in Hayden, Idaho.
This year, one of the fun new trends in flooring is to put it on your walls to create an exciting new look and turn a boring room into an eye-popping masterpiece.
Plus, check out our moisture-resistant laminates for any room in your home.
When weather hits, the Good Morning Northwest team is ready.
Slippery morning drive.
20 school districts either closed or delayed.
The snow is continuing to fall.
Getting you prepared on Good Morning Northwest. That's what we mean when we say, expect more.
Get exactly what you want. Wendell Ford is ready to help you find that vehicle you've been wanting to buy. Built for you. F-150, Bronco, Bronco Sport, Explorer, Mach-E, and Maverick. Here's how it works. Make a list of options you want. Wendell will work with you on financing to fit your budget. And then we will order the vehicle of your dreams or select from current inventory. Get exactly what you want. Built for you. Wendell Ford at the Y. Drive for generations.
Come back to the ultimate rock Christmas tradition. Trans-Siberian Orchestra, live in concert, presented by Hallmark Channel. Millions have made this their must-see holiday event of the season. Friday, November 25th, Spokane Arena. Tickets on sale now at ticketswest.com. Trans-Siberian Orchestras, The Ghosts of Christmas Eve, The Best of TSO, and more.
What's the only thing better than one Pint House Burgers and Brews? How about two? We are now open in the Spokane Valley. The same great sports and music videos, friendly staff and servers, gourmet burgers, and ice-cold brews. Pint House Burgers and Brews, now open in the Spokane Valley.
4 News Now is brought to you by All Lines Insurance at alllinesinsurer.com.
It's now 6:44. An epidemic of violence against Native Americans is plaguing this country, and it's a problem right here in Washington and Idaho.
We lead those homicide rates, the suicide rates, domestic violence.
You've most likely heard about missing and murdered Indigenous women or people in the news in the last few years, but this is not new, and Washington is finally taking action.
This is historical. This is from first contact, which we call when Columbus came to the continent, right? And so these atrocities were happening to our communities back then, and so it's still happening.
After generations of Native women and men falling victim, the state of Washington now has a task force working to find the missing, find answers about their disappearances or murders, and to find justice.
We find people.
Spokane Tribal member Dawn Pullen is an important cog in this wheel.
I grew up on the Spokane Indian Reservation.
Dawn is one of 2 tribal liaisons hired by Washington State Patrol, positions created by legislation passed in 2019.
Our role is to build trust between the government organizations and our tribal communities.
It's an uphill climb as the trust issue goes back centuries.
I don't know that in my lifetime that will ever be established or that trust will be built, but we're making efforts.
Dawn deals directly with local, state, and federal law enforcement, tribal law enforcement, families, and individuals. She is there to help during times of panic, heartbreak, and trauma.
I understand that feeling when somebody experiences losing their loved one or somebody is missing.
Dawn was 20 years old when her mother, Gloria, was murdered.
Oh my gosh, she was amazing.
Gloria was killed by her adopted son, who also viciously attacked Dawn's stepfather in their home on the Spokane Reservation. Years later, Dawn's stepfather would die by suicide.
Nothing that can probably really address the trauma that you experience with that.
That experience has pushed Dawn's passion for her role with WSP.
I want to be part of an organization that tries to address the crisis for our people.
And just as Dawn is part of Washington's missing and murdered Indigenous people, Idaho has developed a similar subcommittee, co-chaired by actually a member of the Coeur d'Alene tribe.
Yeah, and so often you don't even hear about these missing women, right? So now that we're being aware of it, what can we do to help their efforts?
It's a great question. And Dawn suggests donating or volunteering with organizations who are supporting the work to find and solve these cases, educating ourselves, reading more books, asking questions. We have a lot of tribes right here in our area. Ask questions of the people, and even just shop with Native-owned companies. It can really help them. So. It's not something that's going to go away anytime soon. And of course, as she talked about, the mistrust that's may never be, even factored into our lifetime.
An important story, though, for sure. All right, you're taking a look here, at the almost sunrise. We talked about it hitting finally now
we're so
at
close.
7 a.m. as our days just get shorter and shorter. But big event tomorrow.
Starting sort of the holiday season on Saturday is, again, the Winter Glow Spectacular. Now, they assist us with our Making Spirits Bright project at Cowley Park, and they're going to start early, and that's going to be Saturday at 5 p.m. Orchard Park, Liberty Lake. Should be beautiful weather for that. Sky-wise, it will be cold, and it's going to be cold all weekend long. Right now, we're sitting at 15 degrees, 14 into Coeur d'Alene. Winthrop, you're a single digit with sub-zero wind chills, and it doesn't and will not require much wind at all to have that wind chill in effect because we have temperatures that feel like 8 degrees right now, and we have winds to like 4 miles an hour. 31 will be our high today. It's going to be sunny. The winds are going to be light, and we're going to see tonight not a lot of wind, maybe 5 to 10 miles an hour at times. Temperatures down to 10 degrees, and it is going to be bitter cold. So we want you to be prepared for that. Certainly Saturday morning, you've got early morning events or running and such. Good luck for that. We don't have any motion of cloud cover, really. It is going to be a clear sky. High pressure dominates the Pacific Northwest. That's going to continue not only today, but tomorrow into Sunday. This system will continue to make its way in. And as we see Sunday approach, Puget Sound picking up some rain, snow into the mountains of BC. We're going to see that continue to make its way in. So we have snow dropping into the Colville National Forest. We're going to have some rain to the south, potentially rain showers or freezing rain potential as we go through Monday. For today, we're going to be at 31, 33 into Coeur d'Alene, 34 St. Mary's. Of course, for those of you heading to the slopes, yes, slopes today, look out past them, 49 degrees north for the weekend. It is going to be cold with early season conditions. Just be aware of that. Lows tonight into the single digits. Meade's going to be 5, 11 into the valley. Downtown could be 9, Spangle at 12, Liberty or Spirit Lake could be at 8 degrees for the early morning lows. So yeah, it's going to get cold. We're going to have sunny and temperatures hovering around freezing, maybe just above through Sunday. Monday 35. We start warming, and Thanksgiving 46 degrees. The turkey's still going like, what's going on?
Starting to get suspicious.
It's that year. It's that time of year again.
Oh, poor little fella.
All right, so there's your forecast. We'll keep an eye on travel conditions early next week.
They're still not in a hurry to get out of your way on the South Hill, though.
No.
They're just roaming around up there.
It's now 6:49. Your morning sprint is coming up next.
Thank you so much for waking up with Good Morning Northwest here on your Friday morning. We'll be right back.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Providence Help.
When weather hits, the Good Morning Northwest team is ready.
Slippery morning drive.
20 school districts either closed or delayed.
The snow is continuing to fall.
Getting you prepared on Good Morning Northwest. That's what we mean when we say, expect more.
'Tis the season for a holiday shopping tradition. Custer's 46th annual Christmas Arts and Crafts Show this weekend at the Spokane Fair and Expo Center. Join us as 250 artisans from across the Northwest display and sell their fine art, handcraft, and specialty foods. The variety and quality of work make this a must-see event. Single day admission only $8. Tickets on sale now at custershows.com. Get creative with your holiday shopping at Custer's Christmas Arts and Crafts Show this weekend at the Spokane Fair and Expo Center.
Save on top-rated LG refrigerators in stock and on sale at Fred's Black Friday sale.
Stainless LG French door refrigerators on sale for only $19.99. Plus, get up to $800 in exclusive rebates and save 10% more with package rebates.
This LG fridge has family-sized storage, ice and water in the door, and a smudge-resistant finish.
This LG French door is only $19.99.
When Fred's advertises it, we've got it. Don't miss the Black Friday sale going on now.
It's Christmas in November this week at all Cal locations in Airway Heights, Coeur d'Alene, and our new location in Spokane, where we are lowering prices on all four-wheel drives and lifted and loaded half-ton and three-quarter-ton trucks, as well as delaying all payments until next year.
Plus, we're giving away a new set of WeatherTech floor mats with every purchase, so you can get a new reliable vehicle for winter at big savings and delayed payments, and still have money left over for Christmas.
Colder weather is here, and it's a perfect time to get new Infinity from Marvin fiberglass windows for your home. Residential Home Solutions is proud to give local homeowners a chance to win up to $15,000 worth of the Smart Choice and energy-efficient windows, along with a $2,000 Costco gas and grocery card in our Built for Life sweepstakes. If you are over 18 and a homeowner in the Spokane Coeur d'Alene area, go to residentialhs.com or call 892-6460 to find out how you can enter to win. Residential Home Solutions and Infinity Windows. Home improvements, custom fit for life.
The 4 News Now Extreme team is back in action in Cowley Park. We are once again teaming up with Ace Hardware to light up the holidays for the kids and staff at Sacred Heart Children's Hospital. Join us for Making Spirits Bright coverage. The 4 News Now Extreme team brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now. This Good Morning Northwest morning sprint is brought to you by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Your time is now 6:53. Time to get you ready to take on your weekend with the morning sprint.
Destiny Richards in studio now with an important deadline in the Trent Sullivan Interchange Road project.
And Mark Peterson is tracking some bitter cold temperatures that look to be sticking with us throughout the weekend.
But first, let's go to some breaking news here. Spokane police arrested a man last night accused of stabbing his girlfriend at a house in the East Central neighborhood. SPD says it happened at East Pacific and South Lacey near the Libby Center. After receiving a call from a neighbor around 5 o'clock, police surrounded the house and the suspect suspect came out. The woman was taken to the hospital. We are not sure of her condition, but police tell us she is stable.
More breaking news. A man was arrested in connection with an armed robbery that was reported to the Lewiston Police Department yesterday morning. It happened in the 400 block of First Avenue. Officers arrived to find a victim with minor injuries. 27-year-old Eric Largent was arrested on charges of robbery, burglary, and felony probation violation. And more breaking news in the search for a killer. ABC's Kana Whitworth interviewed Erin Snell with the Idaho State Police.
She asked directly about the involvement of the other two roommates who were home during the morning of the murders.
Are you saying that you've interviewed these two girls and you don't know yet if they heard anything?
We are not releasing what we have talked with them about because potentially they are witnesses, potentially they are victims. We want
potentially they're the key to this whole thing.
Exactly. Potentially they're the key to this whole thing. So we have to protect our investigation. We have to protect them. We're not identifying them. We want to treat them with all fairness and make sure that what they have to say to us isn't broadcast because it may be the critical part to solving this entire case.
ISP still won't say who called 911 in the case of these 4 murdered University of Idaho students and also would not confirm who found the bodies. ISP also told ABC News this is a large investigation and a large crime scene inside multiple levels of this home. ISP would not say if they think there is just one killer or even more than one. You can look for updates on this story throughout the day on KXLY.com, and you can see GMA's continuing coverage of the University of Idaho murders coming up right after our newscast.
As we look at what we're expecting here in the First Alert weather in our forecast, it's going to be a clear sky today. Sunny, it's 15 degrees right now with light winds. Make sure that you're dressed appropriately as you head out today because it's not going to warm up much. High today 31, Coeur d'Alene 33, 34 into Pullman. For the next 12 hours in our area, we're going to have plenty of sunshine. And again, that high today 31 about 3 o'clock this afternoon.
Just 8 miles west of Moscow, the city of Pullman is letting Washington State University students know extra safety precautions are in place for students who have decided to stay through the Thanksgiving break. WSU police are working to enhance safety on campus. They say if students feel in danger or like something isn't right, give campus police a call. There are 35 emergency phones throughout the campus. The chief says he would rather receive 100 calls that turn out to be nothing than call about something serious.
For drivers who commute to and from Spokane Valley, today is the last day to weigh in on a new design for the Trent Sullivan interchange. 4 different designs are on the table for how the roads would be rebuilt and how traffic will flow. The city is hoping to create more lanes of traffic to handle backups and create a safer environment in general for drivers and pedestrians as well. The 4 designs under consideration were first presented at an open house in late October, and those who drive the road regularly are being asked to weigh in on a final design. That online survey is on KXLY.com and closes tonight.
Help is coming for the Trent Resource and Assistance Center. New storage units and trailers are already coming in, and even more services are on the way for the new city shelter. $500,000 from the county is being invested with the hope of bringing in essential services for the people staying there. With this money, the county hopes to bring in new beds, new shower facilities, and additional office space to be used to get people the mental and physical health services they need, as well as other services to help them get out of homelessness.
The Biden administration plans to ask the Supreme Court to reinstate the president's student loan forgiveness plan. The administration warns millions of Americans will face financial strain if the plan remains stalled in court. Loan payments are scheduled to restart in January.
And should we be getting ready to say goodbye to Twitter? Elon Musk's ultimatum to employees to agree to extremely hardcore work or leave the company triggered a flood of farewell messages. Sources tell ABC News dozens of employees are resigning. Meanwhile, Twitter employees were reportedly locked out of office buildings overnight, giving the company more time to figure out who still works there. It's all very strange. We're back with the final check of your weather with Mark here in your Friday morning. Don't go away.
At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
There are many different ways that Numerica gives back. Financial education is my way of giving back to the community by being able to help members in branch and getting the opportunity to go out into schools and teach kids about how to put themselves in a better position financially.
It's a November to remember at Dishman. Get great buys on Ram trucks and Jeeps, or special markdowns on pre-owned SUVs and four-wheel drives. But our best offer is a free big screen TV with every purchase. This week at Dishman.
Oh, good Friday morning. Look at that, huh? Sunshine, beautiful, and cold. You can see the steam coming off of everything. All right, we'll look at the forecast of sunny conditions today. A high today at 31 degrees. We're going to see temperatures in the 30s, albeit warming into the mid-30s potentially by Sunday. And then we're going to be into the mid-30s Monday, upper 30s Tuesday, and low to mid-40s Wednesday and Thursday. But we do see rain or freezing rain coming in potentially Monday night into Tuesday. Scattered showers on Wednesday. Should be drier for Thanksgiving. Again, that high of 46.
Okay, well, last script toss before Thanksgiving. So start dreaming of those big meals and hanging out with all your families. Oh, almost got stuck on top of the lights.
We'll see you throughout